Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, f everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be
But anyways, to the point. So looking from the front here, the lighting system on the FZ07, I think is kind of boring-ish. There's only one headlight. I'm not a huge fan of that. But anyway, so my idea, right, if you look right here into this little air intake system, there's just enough room where I could probably squeeze in an LED light strip. So that's what I'm gonna do. So basically right now I'm gonna take off this entire side fender, and I believe you also have to take this off. Of course I gotta take my seat off to get to the rest of this, but basically all this is coming off, and I'm gonna see if I can fit my LED strip in here. So anyways, I'm gonna get this going, and once I get this disassembled, I'm gonna see if I can somehow find a way to get my LED strip in here. But I gotta go for now. Gotta get this stuff taken apart. Alright, so here I am. I've got the panel taken off of the FZ07. It was relatively simple. Right here I just got tape markers just to remind me where it is that I took screws from. And then right underneath it, there's a little push fastener, whatever it's called. Just poke into it, pull it out, a little piece of plastic. And then when it came time to actually pull it off the bike, right, there's this little thing that's gonna hook over, so you need to kind of push it up. It's a little latch, and on the inside, if you see there, this is pushing into a little rubber fastener, and this is also doing the same thing. Okay, so when you go to pull it off, once you remove these screws, don't just go yanking it off. You got to keep in mind that right here behind it, right, so about in this area right here, there's a little piece of plastic that goes into a little rivet. So you got to kind of pull with force in the outward direction, kind of straight towards you rather than just like up or anything like that. Pull it towards you, and it should disengage that little piece of rubber. And same thing over here. You got it right here. So again, it's about right here where this little crease comes in with the vent. And again, you just want to kind of pull it towards you in this direction, towards you. Kind of wiggle it off. And that was the first time I took it off, and it was relatively simple. This is the LED strip that I'm looking to place in there, okay? It's a LED tube. So like I said, it's not going to have the little splotchy little LED dots, which I don't like. It's going to have that constant, sleek LED strip look, okay? Like an Audi. Think of like an Audi's headlight system. They have a LED strip in the front, or I guess a lot of modern vehicles are starting to get with it. But basically what I'm trying to do is, again, I'm looking to line this with this, right? So curve it in there, make it look all sharp and pristine. But I'm not going to do this externally because I don't want this white tube hanging out the outside of it. I think it looks kind of ugly. So I'm going to try and see if there's a way for me to get inside, hook it in there, and rig it up the way I want it. Oh, and by the way, all the screws that I've taken out so far, all of these have all been with the little Allen wrench. I'm not sure the number size of it, but it's underneath your seat, right? The little tools, it comes with 2 Allen wrenches underneath your seat. There's a larger one and there's a smaller one. All these screws have been with the smaller one, but that's not too difficult. You figure that out as you go. So from the back side, it looks like I'm gonna have to take off this one, this. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like in order to take this black piece off, all I had to do is remove these 3 screws, right? 1, 2, 3, okay? It was right here, 1, 2, and 3. So I did not have to touch this or this, okay? Just remove those 3 screws, and this thing comes right off. And now, if you wanted to, you could remove this little black grate. And I've seen people who like to paint that, you know, customize it, whatever the heck they want. I don't know, whatever you want to do, you can take it out. Here's the place to do that, okay? So it looks like they're kind of just fastened on here, but I don't need to take it off, so I'm not going to mess with all that. All I'm trying to do is figure out how to place my LED tube within this housing area and have it stick, alright? Just like this. So here we are. Here's a general rough draft of what it is that I'm looking to do right here to my FZ07. So inside the housing here, I've got my LED strip, or my LED tube rather. It's not a strip, it's the tube. So you see how it's the constant, smooth, clean looking light. And that's inside of my metal fixture here. It's just behind everything. This is just a proof of concept pretty much. When I redo it, it's going to look more clear. But a couple of things that I ran into. The bend radius right here, I exceeded it. So it snapped in the middle, right? So the LED light is being supplied to the right side, but the left side is not getting any kind of power source. So when I go to do this in the real one, I'm going to have to make sure that I don't over bend that, okay? And as far as getting it to stick where it needs to stick, I used, I think what I'm going to use is just these little metal wires. Kind of hard to focus and see, but basically, yeah, this is what it's going to look like. On both sides, of course, they're going to be lit up more. Like I said, this one, the left side light is not lit up, only the right one is. So this is just a proof of concept for me, just to make sure that I can do it. But anyways, got to get back to work. And I'm just testing this, right? So these LED strips, I know you need a 12-volt power source is what they say. But me, I'm just connected down to a little 9-volt battery. Okay, now this isn't going to last forever, but this is long enough for me just to, get my test. And I just got some little leads connecting to the actual positive and negative of this wire, okay? No big deal, and that supplies the power here. So here I am, back again with my FZ07 project. Here I have my side panel. On my last piece, I did like a little demo run, practice install with like some shaggy wire, and it looked all crazy, but the concept was there, right? Well, I ordered these LED tubes, which is the correct LED tube. I'm going to switch that around. But it's the correct LED tube. It has 3 wires, so this is very important. And it also has switchback abilities. But basically, you've got your black and red, which is going to provide a white color to the LED tube here. And then once power is supplied to this yellow wire, it shuts off the white color and instead brings on the amber color. So that's, in my project, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, because my front blinkers are not very bright. And from the reviews that I've seen, there could be difficult to see that the blinker's on. I also am going to rig it up so it's also a blinker at the same time. So it'll be running white during the day or whatever as my running light. And when I throw my blinker on, it'll flash amber in conjunction with my front blinker already. So yeah, so I'll put a link in the description to where I got this LED tube from. I think it was only like 10 bucks on eBay or something like that. Not that bad at all. My final decision for wiring that I chose, I initially went out and bought this, but do not buy this. This is the wrong thing. Don't waste your money. It's only like 4 bucks, but don't waste your money, okay? This wire here is too big, and it looks very crappy when you try and wrap it around your little air intake here. It just pops out and it's not good. So instead, I went ahead and went to Walmart and I bought a little pretzel bag thing that came with these little things. These are just like the little twisties from a bread bag, right? They're just little metal twisties inside. You use these to like wrap the bag and twist it around or whatever. Well, what I did, I went ahead and took a razor blade and I cut right along this metal wire and stripped off this little silver shimmery part, and that left me with just these wires. And I'm not honestly sure if the camera's gonna be able to pick this up, but just a bunch of little wires, okay? And then I cut them in half length, because these are really long and I don't need all this, so just to have more of them, I cut them in half and they work perfectly. So these are really skinny, really hard to notice, I think. I mean, you can see it, I guess, if you're looking for it, but it's really hard to notice. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna use to hold my tube in place. And I did one side panel already, so it's already on the bike. I messed up and I didn't record that whole process, but that's what I'm here for now. I'm gonna go ahead and record this process and show you step by step basically on what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just gonna lay this tube along in whatever shape that I want, I'm gonna wrap these wires from this side, right, through it, and then tie it down to hold it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. So something that I found a little easier, once you kind of know the general proximity of where you're gonna place this LED tube at, I just go ahead and place this wire through it and put the wire through it. And then once I know the general proximity, I'm just going to go ahead and place the wires in. This is going to make it easier because if I put one wire and try and tie it down, when it comes to trying to put the next wire in there, it's going to poke the tube and it gets kind of annoying. Move this out the way so I can just lay the actual wires in here. Again, I'm just bending these like in half like this. You can count, you can, you know, keep it real symmetrical, do whatever the heck you want. I'm a very symmetrical type of person, so I try my best to keep it pretty much the same. I turn it around. All I've got to do is just lay the tube on the wires and just wrap them up. And some of this is kind of just trial and error. So you just twist this little wire on it like that. And I use these little tweezers. Just grab the wire, twist it around nice and tight, fold it down. Don't twist too much because this is just a little wire. It could break if you twist it too much. And then you just go ahead and do the same thing. And then once you got it on there a little bit, just go ahead and pick it up, see where it's looking. Is that where you want it? So basically that's what it's gonna look like once it's all wired in. Except hopefully it doesn't pop up on you like that. Now you gotta be real careful when you're bending this, because a little too much and it'll snap the LED and then you'll F-U-C-K-E-D'd. And you gotta start all over with the new strip. So it's gonna be a tight ass squeeze. So you wanna just squish it in there enough just to get it on and get it in. You ain't trying to go too much, because like I said, if you bend this too much, it's gonna snap. And I like to double check, make sure that it's not snapped. So I'll grab my little battery, do a little test. Okay. Looks like it's all lit up. So now, take your little plastic piece, and again, it's gonna be a tight squeeze, but you're just kind of forcing it on there. Gosh damn it! How the fuck does this go? Anyways, yeah. So you're just kind of forcing it in there, just enough to get these screws on. And once you get the screws on, you just pray to Jeez Louise that it doesn't freaking break. Once it gets on, then you're golden. But the trick is to not break it.
Break your mirror, Kyron?
I didn't break it, no.
Who did then?
The wind. So you get this on, and again I like to double check just to make sure I ain't freaking break nothing. Double check, make sure. Alright, cool, got light. That's about it. That's how it works. Like I said, the last one was better and easier on me. For some reason this one wants to give me a hard time. Alright, so before it gets too dark outside and you can still see the LEDs, I wanted to show you the little LED tube I've got in the air intake filter. My running daylights. See, I got it in the filter in the air intake right here. And I also got this daytime running light. And then once my bike is on, of course I got the LED headlight right here also. But one of the cool things that I really liked about this rig is when I throw my blinker on, it's gonna blink this blinker right here. So you got the orange, but it's kind of hard to see since the LED is so bright. But it also blinks this orange inside of here as a secondary blinker. And when I stop it, it just goes back to the running light. So this is the final project for my light situation going on right now. And I'll go ahead and I'll start it up real quick. Just turn this front light on as well. Alright, so here we go. We got the LED in the front. Regular light running. Daytime running light here. Running light in the air intake. And that's what it looks like. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it came out pretty smooth. I think it looks good. But yeah, that's the final product. Got my blinker on again so y'all can see that. But yeah, that's about it. So I got the blinker and the air intake. So that's the end of my project for right now, until it's time for the next thing. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video helped some people out, gave some people ideas. And yeah, may the best of luck to you. May your creativity take you anywhere you want. All right. So here we are with the final product. It's probably a horrible angle. Probably can't even see much. But that's just because GoPro sucks at nighttime. And the light kind of looks like it's just kind of fuzzy. It's not really that fuzzy in real life, okay? So I've got the LED running lights here and in there in the air intake. And of course, when my headlight's on, that's also LED. Also, if I throw my blinker on, it flashes in there along with my blinker. And when I flash this blinker on, it'll flash with my blinker. When I stop it, the white light comes back on. So that was